Hey everyone, so we are solving question number 2 of programs of chapter 6 of class as a basis of all computation. So I have got a PDF of the question and it is here. Let me show you and read it out. Define a class triplet with the following specification. Class name triplet, data members int A, int B, int C. So we have three data members and we have two methods. First one is getData, whose return type is void, and what it does is it accepts three numbers. GetData accepts three numbers, but if you see, there is no list of parameters. So if you see here, no list of parameter is there. So we have to accept data from scanner. Second method is findprint, whose return type is void, and what it does is it checks and display whether the number are Pythagorean triplets or not. So first of all, let me tell you what a Pythagorean triplets are. So question 2. You must know that Pythagoras theorem states that p square plus b square equals to h square. It means sum of squares of perpendicular and base of a right angle triangle equals to the square of hypotenuse. So for example, say when you do 3 chi square plus 4 chi square, that's equals to 5 chi square. If you want, verify it. 9 plus 16 equals to 25. So since this and this are equal, therefore 3, 4 and 5 are Pythagorean triplets because it follows Pythagoras rule, therefore Pythagorean, and since they are 3 in number, therefore Pythagorean triplets. Now we have to design a code which will accept three numbers and then tell us whether these three numbers are Pythagorean triplet or not. How we are going to do that? So if you see, when we define our get data, I think that method was, so when we are going to accept data, the user might not give it in the order we want. Say the user give it like this: 3, 4 and 5. He may also give it like 5, 3, 4. He might also give it like 3, 5, 4. Okay, so one thing that you might notice here is the largest number position matters. Say this one is the largest number. So what we will do is, out of the three numbers, first of all we will find which one is the largest because the largest sum, say max sum, should be the square of max should be equal to the sum of the other twos. Okay, first and then the second ones. So we have to find out which one is max, and for that we will define a method which is not mentioned in the question, but we will do it anyway. So we will define a method whose name will be max, and this max method will take three integers. Okay, a, b, c. So what user gave us, we will give it to the max method, and what max method will do is it will return the one which is largest. So okay, so in first case it will return 5, which is the largest, and then what we will do, we will check if the max chi-square is equals to sum of others square or not. Okay, so if this test also passes, then we will say that yes, what you have entered is a Pythagorean triplet, else it's not a Pythagorean triplet. So let's head to our code. So I have already written it. I'll just explain it quickly to you. So what I have done is, see, we will do everything according to the question. This name I have taken from the question. Then three parameters we have to define of int type a, b, c. I have defined it here. Then you will see get data method. What get data method? This header is directly from the question, no changes. Okay, then here I have defined the body, and in the body I have defined one scanner's object. Okay, you can do this line outside of this get data also, but since scanner is going to be used by this get data method only, so I have defined a local variable or local object. Now I have given a prompt saying that please enter those three numbers. User will enter those three numbers and I'll one by one store them into the three variables I made using the object of the scanner class. Okay, so this one is pretty easy, you know. Next, I have defined find print method. This one is also from the question only. See, some was find print. Okay, so find print means you find out whether they are Pythagorean triplet and then print yes or no. Okay, so see, to check and display. So what I have done is I have like written one what I'll say ternary operator, and if you see this ternary operator, I can explain to you. First of all, we check whether A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, then what I'll do, I'll compete A with C. Okay, and if A is also greater than C, then A is the winner. Okay, and here if A loses, okay, if this condition is false, then C is the winner. I hope I am able to explain it. Okay, now second scenario, if A is not greater than B, then who is greater? B is greater. So I have defined here. So since B is the winner, now we will compete B with C. So I have written here if B is greater than C. Okay, if B is greater than C, then B is the winner, else C is the winner. So this ternary operator calculates the max of the three numbers you have entered. Okay, then I have defined one variable called flag, which will decide if the numbers you have input is Pythagorean triplet or not. Okay, so in the beginning of the program, we are considering that the numbers you have entered is not a Pythagorean triplet. We will check and then give it a tag that it is a Pythagorean triplet or not. Okay, so see, the first condition we are checking that if max equals to A. It means that if out of the three numbers you have entered, A is the max, then we are going to check again nested if statement that if A square equals to B square plus C square. If this condition is true, then the number you have inputted are Pythagorean triplet. That's why see, in the body of if I have mentioned that A then and B and C are Pythagorean triplet, and what I have done is I have given our flag the tag of true. Okay, next I have done else if max equals to B, then the same statement and same statement, then again one else if that if max equals to C, then we are going to check it like this, that C square equals to A square plus B square, and then we have done these two things. Okay, now in the last of this method, what I have done is I have just put the flag to use. If out of the three checks that we did, okay, we checked with A square, we checked with B square, and we checked with C square, any of them will always occur. Okay, so out of three numbers, somebody is going to be greater than other two, and depending on that, one of the three branches of this if we have defined is going to execute it. Okay, so out of these three, if none of them satisfy, then our flag will be false because we initialize this flag with a false. So at that time we will print that they are not Pythagorean triplets. So see, we have done what we were asked to do. Okay, so this find print does the checks, and if the checks are successful, then it prints that they are Pythagorean triplet. If the check is not successful, then our flag will be false and we will print that A and B and C are not Pythagorean triplet. Now we have designed our code. What we will do, we will run them using static void main method. Okay, so in the static void main method, I made an object of our class. This triplet is our class. You will see the name of that here, and triplet t equals to new triplet. This is the name of the object. You can name it any way you want. You can name it obj, you can name it with your own name, anything. Okay, now what we will do, we will first accept data from the user, and we will do it via calling the get data method. Okay, we will call the get data method on object t. So t dot get data. Next, what we will do is we will call the find print method, so that the data we have entered is triplet or not, it will calculate and then display it on screen using sysout. Okay, so t dot find print. And then when we will compile it, I hope we will not see any compilation error. So our code is compiled. Now let's run it. Okay, so I'll go and then I'll right click on it, void main. I'll open the main. Since our argument was a string argument, so no argument here. Okay, then see, this is blinking, means the prompt has been made. I think out of some problem it does not display. So I'll enter three numbers. Okay, so first of all I'll give it in ascending order. I'll give it 3. Then see, please enter 3 numbers, it is showing. And then I'll enter 4. Then I'll enter 5. Now they are Pythagorean triplets, so it should write 3, 4 and 5 are Pythagorean triplets. We will conduct 4 tests. First test is done. Case 2, what we will do, we will send the largest number in second slot. Okay, so see, I enter first of all 3, then I'll enter 5, then I'll enter 4. They are also Pythagorean triplets, so it is giving it. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll give the largest number in the first slot. Okay, so I'll give first 5, then 3, then 4. So 5, 3 and 4 are Pythagorean triplets. Then what I'll do is I'll give a triplet which is not Pythagorean. Okay, so I'll give 2, then 3, then 4. So 2, 3 and 4 are not Pythagorean triplets. So our program is working as it is supposed to. Hope you like this solution. If you have some else which is more optimal, more easier, please comment below. And for more suggestion and request, please comment. Thank you so much.